In the lesson today, you will learn how to find the missing side of an irregular shape, like this one. What is an irregular shape, you ask? Well, let's break the word apart and then you will be able to figure that out. IR means not regular. So a regular shape would be like a rectangle or a square. But when you put shapes together to form something new like this is called irregular, not regular. And I've been really excited to teach you this lesson because it's so fun to pick it apart, to split it up, to figure out what the missing sides are and come up with your solutions. So I think you're going to really enjoy this. So, just like at school, when you're sitting on the rug and I'm introducing something new to you, on this first one, I want you to just watch, listen, observe, and see what's going on. And then we will do a few more together afterwards to start applying what we've just learned. So just watch at first and see that there are different ways to be able to solve this problem. The first step is to divide your irregular shape into smaller regular shapes. And you do this by adding a line to create a border between them. And just know that there's usually two different ways to divide these, and just be aware of that because sometimes one way might be easier to solve than the other. So let's take a look here. We could draw a line this way, and we have a rectangle and a rectangle this way. So that's one way, and you can already start seeing how we're going to be able to find our missing sides. Your other option is you could choose to go this way instead. In this case, either one will work just fine. But personally, I don't know why, but I'm going to go this way. So that's the first step, is to divide your shape up. The second step is a very important one, and it is to label the sides now of these smaller shapes using what you already know about the properties of rectangles and squares. So let's do that now. So if I know that this side is 4 centimeters, what do I know about this side? This side has to be 4 centimeters because I know that these are the same. So if this little piece here is 2, what is this piece down here? That's 2 centimeters. So now we have all 4 sides of that little rectangle labeled. So now let's look here. If this is 4, then this is 4 centimeters. And if this is 5, then this should be 5. And sure enough, this piece is 3, this piece is 2, and we know that 3 plus 2 is 5. So everything is working out just fine. So we have now labeled our pieces, so now we can easily see what this missing side is. All we do is this portion of it is 4 plus 4 more. So our missing side will be 8 centimeters total. And we've already solved our missing side. So another way to do it is this way. I'm just showing you different ways so that you can kind of have an idea. If we went this way, this side has to equal this, so that's 4. This side has to equal this, so this piece is 3. And this 2 is the same as this. And if we look here, 4 plus 4 more is 8, so this other side has to be 8. So, sure enough, we did 8 centimeters here before, and it's still the same because it's still the same length of the line. So that's another way of doing it. Here is your other option. They have already told us that the perimeter is 26 centimeters. So, just like what we did on Monday when we were doing perimeter, all we have to do is add up all the sides that we already know, subtract it from our total, and whatever is left is the missing side. So let's try it this way. And you can add, because we know you can add in any order, you can add however you want. But I'll just start down here. 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. 17, 18. So that's 18. Let's take 18 away from that. And we come up with 8 centimeters for the missing side. We have come up with that 3 different times, 3 different ways. So that's an option if you want to do it that way. Now I know some of you are already wondering about this, so I'm going to go ahead and challenge some of you to go ahead and find the area of this irregular shape. It's super easy because now we've already done all of the work and filled in all of our missing sides. So now you just have to figure out the area of this rectangle, the area of this rectangle, add them together, and you have the total area. So let's try it. If I look at this rectangle, it's 4 on this side, 2 on this side. But we know that for area, all we have to do is area equals length times width. So this one here, the area of this one is 4 times 2 is 8 square centimeters. And let's do the area of this one. 5 times 4 is 20 squared centimeters. So if you add them together, 20 plus 8 would be 28 square centimeters. And boom, you're done. Okay, let's try another one. Feel free at any time to pause the video and you try to figure out what the answer is before we figure it out together. So here, let's try this one. So the first step is to divide your irregular shape up into regular shapes. So I'm going to look at this way first. Okay, that's pretty simple looking. I like that one. So let's do this. If this side is 5, this side is 5. If this is 3, this is 3, that little piece right there. So now we have that one done. If this section is 5, it has to be the same over here. And if this section is 9, this section has to be 9, and it is. 6 plus 3 is 9. So everything is labeled. So now all we have to do is add up the 2 sections on this side right here. So the total length of this side is 10 centimeters. We've already figured out our missing side. That's one way. Let's do another way. Let's go this way to see what happens. If this is 3, then this down here, this little section is 3. If this is 6, this is 6. Yeah, and we can check ourselves. 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9, so good. 5 would go right here. And so now we're looking at this one. How do we know with this? Well, we look over here. 5 plus 5 is 10. So, yes, we still came up with 10 centimeters, so it is still the same. Now, the second way we can do it is take what we already know that the total is. Perimeter equals 38 centimeters. So let's subtract what we already know, and whatever is left will be our missing side. 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 plus 6 is 20. 25, 26, 27, 28. So let's say take out 28 centimeters. That leaves us with 10. Yep, that's what we got before. So that is still another way that works. You can choose however you want to do it. On this one here, the area is 5 times 3, length times width. So that is 15 squared centimeters. Let's do this one here. Length times width. 9 times 5 is 45 square centimeters. So we add them together. 15 and 45. 60 square centimeters. And we have solved the area as well as the perimeter. Okay, I have 2 more shapes that we can do together. So first step is to divide your irregular shape up. This one kind of makes more sense to me this way. Second step is to label the sides of our regular shapes now. So if this is 3, this is 3 inches. So if this is 5, this has to be 5. Well, we already have one piece right here, which is 1 inch. So that means this section is 4 inches, because 4 plus 1 is 5. So this line now equals that one. Now we look over here. This one is 5, so this piece over here is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8, so we know that's right. And 4 is the same up here as 4. So we just found our missing side, 4 inches, because now we have this piece matching this piece. Okay, so that's one way, 4 inches for that one. Let's do it this way. This section is 1 inch, this is 1 inch down here, and it means this section is 4, because 4 plus 1 is 5. So this line is 5 inches, so this portion is 4, this one is 1. Now I'm looking here, this is 4, this is 4, and we just solved our missing side. But what is this little piece right here? Just for fun, this is 3, so this has to be 3 on this side. 3 plus 5 is 8, so this side equals that. Okay, everything matches up. Let's do the area. This rectangle here, length times width would be 32 square inches for this big one. And this smaller one here would be length times width. 3 times 1 is 3 square inches. Let's come over here, total it up. 32 square inches plus 3 square inches is 35 square inches for the total of this irregular shape. Now I'm going to go back to do it with the method of subtracting from the total. If our perimeter is 26 total, that means all of these sides around here, we can add those up, subtract them from 26, whatever's left is our missing side. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 22. Let's take 22 away from this. So, yep, that's what we got before. This little missing side is 4 inches. You can even look back down here. If this is 1, this section is 4, and that matches up. So you can always check yourself in different ways to make sure that you got it right. Now, save the best for last. This one's really fun. We're going to take this irregular shape. We are going to divide it up into 3 shapes. So I'm going to choose to do it this way and this way. So now I have 3 different rectangles. So step 2 is to label all the sides, all the pieces. 6, and then 6 is over here. 10, and this has to be 10. So 8 of it is right here, so this piece has to be 2, because this has to equal that. Okay, let's do the easy ones first. This is 2, so this is 2, and this is 10, so this piece has to be 10. Okay, now this piece, that little 2, has to match this little 2 down here. And so now, what is our missing side? So we look here, we look here. 2 plus 4 is 6. So this should be 6 centimeters for this section, this missing side. Let's check ourselves and see if we're correct. Our total over here is 64 centimeters, because it tells us right here. So let's go through. I'm going to erase this so it seems a little clearer. Let's add up all the sides that we know and subtract it from 64 and see what's left. Now remember, you can go in any order you want. I'm going to go for the easy ones. 10 plus 10 is 20. 6 plus 6, so I'm going to mark these off. 6 plus 6 is 12. And then we have 8 and we have 18 over here. Let me see if I got them all. Yes. Okay, add them up. 8 and 8, 16, 17, 18, 2, 3, 4, 5, 58. Let's take 58 from 64. And we have 6 centimeters, and that is what we had earlier. So that one is correct. 2 different ways of getting there, and that's how you find missing sides of irregular shapes.